We are here with Perek Kaf Daled of Vayikra, the 24th chapter of Vayikra. We were speaking about a lot of the mitzvot of the Kohanim, and I'm going to put the Perek on a screen share. You can also find the link in the description, and we'll see in a moment what the They should take the very first oil that comes out of the olives and use it to light the menorah in the Beit HaMikdash, to light a candle, a lamp always. Now, I quickly got the pictures here. So Shemen Zayit Zach looks like this. It's the purest of olive oil. And if you take a look here, these are old olive presses. So when you put the olive in here, the olive is actually very stiff and hard to get the oil out of it. So that's why they put it under such heavy rocks. Look at that. And there you see the oil inside. But when you first press it, the best oil comes out. And then you can press it again, a second round, then you'll get oil, but it's not as good. So Hashem says the olive oil that you use for the Beit HaMikdash should be from the first press, the first round, so to speak, that this goes around. That should be the first olive oil you use for the menorah. So make sure you get that oil, the really good oil. Katit lamo, it has to be really the first pressed oil. So you have a candle in front of Hashem. Michutza parochet ha'edut be'oel hamoed yaroch oto Aharon me'erev ad boker lifnei Hashem tamid. Aharon should light the menorah right outside of the parochet. And the parochet is right here. Let me just get an example. Sorry. Here. So this is how the menorah looked. And then you have the parochet. So this is the Mishkan. This is the Mishkan sanctuary. Here, let me bring the picture forward. And you see here is the Kodesh HaKodashim. That's where the ark, the Aron with the Luchot is. And then here is the menorah and the Shulchan, the table with the bread, the Mizbeach HaKtoret for the good smelling incense. So that's all here in the Mishkan. So it says Lifnei Parochet. The Parochet is this curtain between the Kodesh and Kodesh HaKodashim. And Hashem tells Aaron, make sure you light this menorah daily. Chukat olam, it should always be for your for generations. Al ha-menorah ha-teorah ya'arochet hanerot. The candles shall be lit, should be kindled on the pure and holy menorah, lifnei Hashem tamid, in front of Hashem at all times. Now we come to the next item. What do you need next? If you take a look at this picture, what do you need next? So we spoke a lot in the end of Chumash Shemot, almost the half of Chumash Shemot, about the different vessels and different items you need to construct the Mishkan. But now we're going to actually talk about what you use to supply these. So we spoke that you're going to need oil. Well, what are you going to need for this table, you wonder? So here's the answer. You should take fine flour. You should bake 12 chalot, 12 chalas, pieces of bread. Each chala should be 2/10 of a measure. There should be two layers or two, I guess, columns of bread. So you have six large loaves of bread there, and then 6 large loaves of bread right there. So those are the lechem. That's the bread that you are going to use when you put it on the shulchan. So you have 2 columns, 6 in each column. That's exactly what it says here. V'samta otam shtayim marachot, put it 2 columns, shesha marachet, 6 in each column, al hashulchan hator lifnei Hashem, on the pure table before Hashem. V'natata al hamarachet levona zaka. On the table, you should also put this very good spice called levona. It's translated as frankincense. With the bread, you bring it, and it is so that Hashem remembers you. And when do you set up the bread? B'yom hashabat yarchenu lifnei Hashem tamid. Me'et b'nei Yisrael brit olam. On Shabbat, yarchenu lifnei Hashem tamid. It is always before Hashem. Me'et b'nei Yisrael brit olam. From b'nei Yisrael, lebrit olam, for eternal covenant. And it says, actually, it's very interesting, they would never have the bread removed from the table. What they would do is when they would bring the new bread on Shabbat, they would push the old bread and put the new bread in, so that there was never a time that the table didn't have the lechem hapanim. And it's just a beautiful thing. And it says that one of the miracles is that once they would take the bread off the table, the Kohanim would eat it. Now, this was bread that was outside for 7 days, no preservatives or anything that will make it stay fresh. And yet still, despite being outside, not having any preservatives, nonetheless, it stood there fresh, and the Kohanim ate it, and it was warm as the day it was baked. It should be for Aharon and his children. They should eat it in a holy place. Now, this doesn't mean inside the actual Mishkan. It means in the courtyard of the Mishkan. It is a Kodesh Kodashim. It was holy food, and it is to remain Aharon. Now, the next point is something that you may have seen it before. You may have seen the story. I'm going to show a picture in a minute. The son of a Israelite woman who is the son of Egyptian man inside of Bnei Israel. He got into a fight. The son of the Egyptian man who was married to an Israelite woman got into a fight with one another. Now, Rashi and other commentaries say that who was this man's father? It was the same man. Remember this story back when Moshe saw an Egyptian beating with someone from Bnei Israel, Moshe killed him. So some people say this was his father. So he's the son of an Egyptian. His mother is Israelite, and it's possible his father is that Egyptian we read about. And very unfortunately, he gets into a fight, a really, really bad fight. And they get into a fight, and sadly, here's what happens. Vayikov ben ha'isha Yisraelit et Hashem Vaykalel. The son of the Israelite woman curses Hashem. He says Hashem's ineffable and explicit name, and he curses Hashem out of his anger. Ve'aviu oto Moshe. They bring him to Moshe. V'shem, the name of his mother is Shlomit bat Divri l'matei Dan. Shlomit, the daughter of Divri, from the tribe of Dan. Vayanichu b'mishmar lifrosh la'em al pi Hashem. They put him in custody, sort of like jail, but not exactly, and waited to hear what Hashem would say. וידבר השם על משה לאמור, הוצאת מקלל מחוץ למחנה וסמכו כל השומעים את ידיהם על ראשו ורגמו אותו כל העדה. He gets punished. They basically all of Bnei Israel punish him. ואל בני ישראל תדבר לאמור, Bnei Israel, you should tell them, איש איש כי יקלל אלוקיו ונסח איתו. If anyone curses Hashem's name using Hashem's explicit name, they get also punished. But you may think that because of this, some people would be like, we can punish people, we can do whatever we want. So the Torah warns, if someone kills another person, that's also a terrible thing, and that also carries a capital punishment. Someone who strikes an animal and kills an animal should pay for it, nefesh tachat nefesh. Now, it says in the Torah sometimes things like an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a soul for a soul. And the rabbis, not the tzaddukim, the rabbis said it means you pay someone, you compensate someone for the pain or the financial loss that they've been through. However, the tzaddukim used to take things literally and say, no, it literally means an eye for an eye. But you see here, obviously, when it says nefesh tachat nefesh, it doesn't mean literally, because we're talking about someone who killed an animal. And there's no one who thinks that if someone killed an animal, they should have to get a death penalty. And that brings us to the next pasuk. The ishki ten mum ba'adam. If someone injures his friend, whatever you did to your friend will be done to you. Now, it does not mean that if you bruise your friend, you get bruised back. It means you pay, just like with behema, it means you pay the value that you caused. Loss. So here, pasuk chaf. Shever tachat shever, ayin tachat ayin, a broken bone for a broken bone, an eye for an eye, shen tachat shen, a tooth for a tooth. Kasher yiten mum ba'adam ken yinaten bo. Whatever you do to the other will be done to you. So the rabbi But if someone does that, they have to pay for the full value of what not full value, because there's never value to that, but the amount of damage that they cause. Someone who kills a animal will have to pay for it. But if someone kills a person, they must pay for it. You should have the same laws for you and the convert, the stranger. Everyone has the same law. And indeed, that's what happened with the Mekalel. Next set will be on Perek Chaf Hey, which, sorry, I did say there will be a picture. So here's a picture they have. You see they bring the Mekalel who cursed, the witnesses, and Moshe. But that is the story of the Mekalel who cursed Hashem. And next will be Perek Chaf Hey, beginning Parashat Behar. So thank you so much for listening, and I will see you Bezrat Hashem next Perek.